Every new edition of D&D starts the same way. This time, we've balanced the game. Yeah, I've been hearing that promise since Reagan was in office. And you know what? Every time they miss the point. Balance was never the goal of Dungeons and Dragons. It wasn't in the 70s, it wasn't in the 80s, and it sure as hell wasn't part of Gary Gygax's philosophy. So tonight, let's pull the pin on one of the biggest myths in RPG history, the myth of balance. Why it was never part of the design and why chasing it might be killing what made the game magical in the first place. Back in the OD&D and AD&D days, balance didn't mean everyone's equal. It meant everyone matters at different times. The fighter, strong early on. The magic user, weak as hell. Until suddenly, world breaking. Nobody expected equality, they expected teamwork. Gary Gygax balanced the campaign, not the characters. Treasure tables, brutal encounter rolls, that's what kept you honest. You were balanced by the world, not by a spreadsheet. Every dungeon was a gamble. Every choice could get you killed, and that imbalance created tension. And that's what made D&D exciting. Not a perfect equation, but the risk that things could go sideways. And then the late 90s hit. TSR was gone. Wizards of the Coast took over. And suddenly, balance became a buzzword. Third edition brought us, you can point by your stats. You got CRs, because we have to know if everything's appropriate, XP budgets, and encounter balance. Players were supposed to feel equally powerful all the time. But here's the thing. The more balanced the math got, the less interesting the stories became. Go figure, right? Every monster was tuned for your level. Every encounter was fair. So, when did danger go out the window? Right there. Because when everything's balanced, nothing surprises you. There's no fear, there's no elation, no underdog moment when the wizard's one spell saves the day. There is no excitement. There is no accomplishment. There is no true game anymore. The game became less about playing smart and more about playing safe. The O.S.R movement, it didn't just bring back old rules, it brought back old ideas. Games like BX, the original BX, right? Swords and Wizardry, Labyrinth Lord, old school essentials, whether you're looking at classic or advanced, Dragon Slayer. You know what? Even Shadow Dark. All of these games embrace imperfection. They don't try to smooth out the edges. They celebrate them. The magic user should start out weak. The fighter should be the king of the low levels. And the cleric should be that weird hybrid that nobody appreciates until it's too late. Because those differences create stories, they create tension. Balance doesn't make memories, imbalance does. When you know you're going to succeed, there's no joy in the success. That joy comes from not knowing. That's why O.S.R games feel alive. They reward clever play, not character optimization. You earn your moments of glory the hard way. You've got to earn it. You got to put the time in. You've got to put, dare I say it, the brain power in. You got to think. You can't rely upon roles. You got to embrace your role. The real balance in D&D isn't between classes. It's between players and the world. A great DM knows how to challenge without hand-holding. You don't need CR charts, you need judgment. You don't need to balance the encounters against your players. Maybe this is one that they're going to really have to think hard if they're going to beat it, but they should have the option to avoid it, right? Make your players work for their success. Don't just hand it to them. Players don't win because their stats are tuned. They win because they play smart. They scout, they parlay, and as I said before, they run away when things look bad. That is player skill. That is the true heart of old school play. And it's something the hobby keeps forgetting. You're not supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel alive. Therein lies the accomplishment. So, the next time someone says, D&D needs better balance, just smile and nod, and I would advise probably walk away. Because the truth is, D&D was never broken. The modern game just forgot what it was. Balance was never the point. Adventure was. And the new games aren't about adventure. You look at 5e, and it's no longer attached to its roots. It's adrift in the wind. But let me know in the comments, do you want your D&D balanced or dangerous? Hit that like, subscribe. Hey, pour another ale. We've got plenty to talk about right here in the tavern. God bless.